This broke down yesterday. So first we're gonna talk about Skip. We're gonna talk about Joy Taylor. Hakeem, put up the picture put up the picture I just said about Skip, and then I'm gonna explain a little bit about Skip. So Skip it's in some stuff right now. So according to CNN, there was a woman who filed a lawsuit. She was a former hairstylist of Skip Bayless and also Joy Taylor, and she filed a lawsuit because Skip Bayless has alleged that he has offered $1.5 million for her to have sex. So a woman who worked as a hairstylist for Fox Sports alleged in a lawsuit that former host Skip Bayless made a repeat unwanted advance towards her, including an offer of a $1.5 million to have sex with him. Attorney for Miss Fajer, Farjay, who was the woman who was a hairstylist at the Fox for more than a decade, are seeking unexpected damages from Bayless and also Fox Sports and the parent company, Fox Corporation. So the complaint claims Fox executive foster a hostile work environment that allows senior managers and on-air personalities, including Skip Bayless, to abuse workers without fear of punishment. The Associated Press did not generally identify in text or images those who say they have been who have been SA or subject to abuse unless they have been publicly identified themselves as where Ms. Fajer has in filing the lawsuit. So the attorney for Skip Bayless did not immediately respond to the report and text messages seeking comment. The emails and phone messages left at the Bayless talent company were not immediately returned. Fox Sports said in the statement that it is to take the allegations seriously, but had no further comments given to the pending lawsuit. So she's suing Skip Bayless, and not only she's suing Skip Bayless and also Fox, she is also putting in Joy Taylor into the lawsuit as well. I'm gonna see the picture of Joy Taylor too. I can't give you 1 second, and I'm gonna read her stuff as well. Okay, I can. I send it to you, and I'm gonna read her part. Miss Fajay has alleged that Joy Taylor has been sleeping, basically, sleeping to the top by, sleeping with her bosses and also sleeping with her co-workers. So as they said, Joy Taylor used sexual relationship with her ex former co-star Emmanuel Acho, who is still on the network, but he's on a morning show called the Locker Room, and the network executive Charlie Dixon, which is their bosses, to further her career, according to the lawsuit. What's more, the glamorous, the 37-year-old broadcaster is allegedly scam scheme to protect her job at the network for fabricating a misconduct allegation against Dixon. And so Mr. Dixon, which he is the Fox Sports executive vice president in charge of talent. Once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to Joy Taylor, she will follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forces himself on her. Reads a portion of the lawsuit filed Friday from LA Superior Court on behalf of the XFS1 Silence, which is Miss Frage. Um, Let me see. Joy Taylor herself is accused of dismissing Miss Fajer complaints about sexual harassment SA against Bayless and Dixon, telling the hairstylist to get over it. But in addition to these allegations, Ms. Fajer claims that Joy Taylor leveraged her advances to further her career. And also allegedly messed with Emmanuel Outro, that who was also on the show as well. Um, so yeah, so Miss Farger, who's filed a lawsuit against Skip Bayless and also a complaint against Joey Taylor, that how she stepped away to the top And this goes back to all the way to 2016, which first Undisputed kind of started, which it was Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, and also Joy Taylor. And remind you guys, Shannon Sharp, he's not on the lawsuit whatsoever, so Shannon Sharp has nothing to do with this. So if you guys must know, Shannon Sharp, he has nothing to do with this because he was not on the complaint or also the lawsuit as well. So without further ado, I can go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I mean, two cities have glommed all the championships and players.
I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any female friendships.
Bingo.
I don't want to date a man who only gets input from other men and who has all women in two categories: your mother or your aunties, or someone I want to sleep with.
So that was supposed to be a former husband.
What's up, guys? So there's crazy news dropping in the sports media world, and after reading this article, I can't put to words how insane this story is. So there's a 42-page lawsuit obtained by Front Office Sports, where a lady by the name of Nushin Faraji worked at Fox Sports from 2012 until last August. And in this lawsuit, the defendants listed are FS1 the company, one of their executive VPs, Charlie Dixon, FS1 host Joy Taylor, and the one and only Skip Bayless. Okay, so basically, it's an SA lawsuit where the victim alleged that FS1 EVP Charlie Dixon grabbed her by the butt at a West Hollywood party, but when she told this encounter to Joy Taylor, Joy allegedly told her to get over it. Next, the lawsuit mentions Skip Bayless, and I'm just going to read this part of the article where she claimed that Skip gave her, quote, lingering hugs and kisses on the cheek while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breast. The single mother alleges she repeatedly told Bayless she was not interested in him and did not date at work. She also claims that she told Bayless she was suffering from ovarian cancer after developing issues with her left ovary in an effort to halt his advances. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there, but again, this is all allegedly. But if true, this is pretty wild, and I'm not even done. It gets even more insane later with the part about Joy Taylor. I've timestamped everything, even the part where it gives detailed information about office hookups and all the diabolical stuff Joy Taylor was doing. It's crazy. Anyways, first off, I gotta say, I'm personally a bit hesitant believing these type of stories, especially the timing of it, but that's not to say this did or didn't happen. But we all know there's a ton of people out in the world looking for a big payday. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone else steps forward because that would bring a lot more credibility to these allegations. Again, I'm not saying that she is not credible, but similarly to the Deshaun Watson case, I think the public was very wary about the allegations of SA until more lawsuits started flooding in the months later. That said, this is pretty crazy to hear that this type of stuff was going on at FS1 if true. Anyways, I'm going to dig a little further into this article. Okay, so here she says that Skip, over the years, got more aggressive and allegedly offered Faraji $1.5 million to hook up with him. Yo, that's a crazy number. $1.5 million? I'm going to be honest, this is giving me a red flag with this number. She also said that Skip accused Faraji of sleeping with Shannon, and then approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss Faraji, and Miss Faraji responded, Skip, stop, you have a wife. Mr. Bayless responded, aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 or 4 wives? Okay, this story is getting wild. Wow, if he actually said this, that's pretty crazy. At first thought, I don't think Skip would have said something like this, just seeing how he was with social and racial issues, but then again, the last couple years, he has seemed a bit more based. I mean, the man literally tweeted things not too long ago that people thought crossed the line when he went on Twitter after the DeMar Hamlin injury, and all that other crazy shit he said to his co-host Shannon Sharp on TV. I mean, I guess it's quite possible he could have said all this. Anyways, back to the article. So Miss Faraji responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Okay, so this next part is a bit interesting and can bring a lot more credibility to the story. It states that during her time at Fox, Faraji alleges that she made multiple complaints to HR and Employee Relations Department. That's actually pretty big because then there's documentation from her employer, FS1, that she addressed this with her company. It's one thing if she just brings out this lawsuit out of nowhere, but the fact that there's years and years of documentation makes her story a bit more believable for me. Okay, now this is where the story gets crazier. It reads, the suit alleges Taylor began insulting Miss Faraji on a personal and professional level after their friendship ended. The suit also alleges that Taylor mocked the English pronunciation of Faraji, who is of Persian descent. Her lengthy tenure at Fox Sports and not so thinly veiled references to multiple anonymous witnesses suggest that she may have receipts to back up her version of the events, said Daniel Wallach, a sports attorney, lawyer, and co-host of the podcast Conduct Detrimental. Just as importantly, she contemporaneously raised these issues with coworkers, which in the jurors' eyes could boost her credibility of these claims. Ms. Faraji brings forth this action because for over a decade at Fox, she was forced to endure misogynistic, racist, and ableistic workplace where executives and talents were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity, the suit alleges. When Ms. Faraji and others came forward to report the wrongdoing, instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them while the perpetrators and those who protected them were inexplicably promoted. This case thus represents yet another in a long line of cases chronicling the toxic work culture at Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeated failures to address poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. Wow, that's a lot more to unpack. Basically, she's saying it was a toxic work environment for her, and it appears there are other employees who reported and corroborated her claims. Again, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone else comes forward publicly though. I'm actually curious to hear what Marcellus Wiley has to say about this, because he ain't at FS1 anymore and is privy to a lot of the information, having worked there, and he just doesn't seem like the type that'll cover up for his former colleagues. So I did some more digging and I found the transcripts of the lawsuit, and this is pretty crazy stuff about Joy Taylor. I'm going to read the transcript word for word. In approximately March 2016, Ms. Faraji met Ms. Taylor, an aspiring sports personality that had recently moved from Miami to Los Angeles for the opportunity of airtime at Fox. At the time, Ms. Taylor did not have a regular position, but would fill in on a day-to-day basis when talent was sick or otherwise missed time. Ms. Taylor told Ms. Faraji that she recently wed, but her husband remained in Miami and that she was lonely in Los Angeles. Ms. Taylor then befriended Ms. Faraji. In approximately May 2016, Ms. Taylor asked Ms. Faraji to meet for a drink in Santa Monica. When Ms. Faraji arrived, she found Ms. Taylor with an older man, Fox Sports Executive President of Content, Mr. Dixon. As Executive VP, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content and production on FS1. Ms. Faraji, however, did not know Mr. Dixon. When Mr. Dixon went to buy them another round of spicy margaritas, Ms. Faraji asked who he was. Ms. Taylor responded that he was just a friend. Following that night, whenever Ms. Faraji would meet Ms. Taylor for food or drinks, Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Ms. Taylor or show up later in the night and leave with Ms. Taylor. He would always buy rounds of drinks and or food. From their body language, Ms. Faraji suspected that the pair were sleeping with each other, and although this concerned Ms. Faraji as she knew Ms. Taylor was recently married, Ms. Faraji kept her opinions to herself. In approximately June 2016, while at work, Ms. Faraji noticed Mr. Dixon in the elevator. Surprised by the coincidence, Ms. Faraji told Ms. Taylor and told her excitedly, "The guy who always buys our drinks was in the elevator." Ms. Taylor quickly silenced Ms. Faraji, explaining who he was. Ms. Faraji became alarmed and warned Ms. Taylor that such a relationship was unsafe. Ms. Taylor told her not to worry about it. Ms. Faraji continued to be friends with Ms. Taylor, but tried to distance herself as she considered the situation dangerous as well as morally wrong, as Ms. Taylor and Mr. Dixon were both married. In approximately July 2016, word spread amongst Fox employees about a new show that was going to be a big deal as it would star Mr. Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. It was known that Fox was looking for a woman with significant TV experience to also star, therefore it came as a surprise when Fox announced Ms. Taylor, who was a bartender and a radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be the moderator of the new show, a sports debate program, Skip and Shannon, Undisputed. Mr. Bayless later disclosed to Ms. Faraji that he did not want Ms. Taylor on the show, but Mr. Dixon was adamant that Ms. Taylor should star. At first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Ms. Taylor where she arrived in a provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. When that did not change Mr. Bayless's opinion of Ms. Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to prove her as a favor to him. Reluctantly, Mr. Bayless agreed to do so as a favor to his friend. Around August 2016, Ms. Faraji attended a dinner with Ms. Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. During the dinner, Ms. Taylor's husband became suspicious that Ms. Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a sexual relationship. Soon after the dinner, Ms. Taylor's husband found evidence of the inappropriate relationship and divorced Ms. Taylor. Okay, this shit is crazy. Actually,
You can
the
stop,
comment
I
section on
can't.
Twitter
Stop
is
it.
even wilder. I can't stop laughing at some of the stuff I'm seeing.
So yeah, man, it's this like I said, this is went back to always to 2016 where first Undisputed started and everything, and so looks like Skip's in trouble, and right now they try to put Joy Taylor on the bus right now, which right now she's currently working. She's on she's doing a show right now on Speak. But go ahead, Ronnie. I mean, no, you Hakeem. What's your take on Skip Bayless and also Joy Taylor from FS1?
Y'all might be shocked about this. I don't believe this. I don't think Skip would do this. Skip is a hard ass. He like got a he had like he got a stick up his ass. And then 1.5 for some cooch.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, Roddy, this. There was a time like when he was dating his girlfriend, now wife. He said that when it comes to sports, sports is number one, and you'll be number two.
Yeah, like he's just a real strickler, real tough. He just doesn't seem like, and I could be wrong. I'm just saying, y'all might be shocked with this. I thought Shay Shay was gonna be on that. I thought Shay Shay was gonna be on that lawsuit. I actually thought he was like on some freaky deakiness. I always
No. Allegedly, they say Shay had a relationship with her.
I think that was alleged, but he's nowhere
And
in
Skip
the
Bayless
lawsuit.
didn't like that. And Skip Bayless didn't like that. Allegedly, that's why him and fell out. Go ahead.
Because it was the Muslim girl, and who said that and that he was supposed to be, but then I was like, Shay nowhere in the lawsuit, so I was wrong. So you see, I could be wrong, but Skip, nah, I don't think Skip would do that. I don't know who Charlie Dixon and them. I know he's the manager of content and stuff like that. We need to see documentation. We need to hear recordings, videos, timestamps, digital files, and give me a footprint or two. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not gonna lie. The time we live in, I think it probably is documentation. Go ahead. I think it is probably recording. Go ahead, Jordan.
Now I'm gonna say, what about Joy Taylor, Hakeem?
Joy Taylor?
Yeah.
Listen, why I say I'm tripping. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know everybody who's watching might be mad at me. She's from Florida, so I gotta be biased. I'm gonna skip this. She's from Florida.
What Jordan Taylor? Like she probably slept her way to the top.
I don't believe she slept her way. She's a good Christian woman. She's a good Christian woman. I don't believe that. Listen, it's easy to say this. A woman get that put on her jacket, but she's from Florida. And what I've heard about her, she's a good Christian woman.
She went to Barry University.
So I'm a little bit biased with Floridians and people from San Francisco. If you're from San Francisco, I'm gonna be biased for them too.
You gotta understand something. One thing about these corporations, remember they in the office for a very long time. You think people won't walk around and know and pay attention to what these people be doing? They got records of everything. Now, when it comes to the aspect of Skip Bayless, people know him for being a hard A, someone that's willing to not listen, don't really follow the rules, kind of do what he want. But I understand he understands the system. Now, to me, if you ask me, did he pay for the box? I'm being honest, I don't know.
Not 1.
He doesn't seem like the type.
Yeah, I don't. This was said 1.5. Skip looked like he
doesn't seem like the type. That's why he don't respond. If you know he didn't respond to the allegations, he didn't respond. He didn't say anything because he got enough money and probably strong lower to say don't respond to that commentary because we still live in an era where there is a Me Too movement. Don't get me wrong, because according to the lawsuit, they say he groped her in her private area. And Skip Bayless, I don't even think I ever seen him drink. I don't even think he drinks. So it's just that it doesn't seem. So I'm saying he doesn't seem like the type. But you never know. You know, everybody have a behavior that we just don't see on the camera. Because on the camera, he's a whole different person than outside the camera. Because even Stephen A. would tell you that. He said on the camera, Skip Bayless will play a type, but outside the camera, we like really cool people.
Yeah, listen, you want to know why I was saying with Shay Shay? Because you know he had that Instagram incident. You feel me saying? He was like,
but I would say Shay Shay, I think he did have something going on with the stylist. That was alleged. They say he had something going on with the stylist. That's why he's not mentioned in the lawsuit. But Skip Bayless, I think this is another Me Too moment. I think it's a money grab. And I think Skip Bayless is gonna be that. That's why he's not even responding to it, the allegation. Now Joy, on the other hand, Hakeem, I don't know, man, because you hear stories all the time about how some women sleep their way to the top.
No, not Joy.
And she came out of nowhere, and she easily got into that. Listen, she
worked her way to the top, not slept her way to. She's a good Christian woman from out of Miami, Florida. She's a good Christian woman.
I'm not saying she did it or not. I'm not saying she did it or not, but
I'm team Joy
there's
Reid.
stories I have. There's women sleep. But let's say if it does come out and then there is evidence proving that she did her thing to the top, will your opinion change?
I'll call myself.
I'm telling you, nowadays we live in a world where everything now being recorded.
if Joy Reid come out and it was true, I would take 5,000 lashes. Like Umar Johnson said, maybe not 5,000, 1,000 lashes for even thinking that she's that.
Because everybody like, where did she come from? And all the time she's on Fox News, Fox Sports, she's everywhere.
She was talented.
You know, and not only that, she's very attractive. She's a very attractive woman. You know, when it comes to Fox, they're gonna make you be the image of the, you know, they're gonna make you the image of it. But they say, how are you able to be the image of it so fast and so very quickly?
Ron, you said attractive, pretty brown, driving me wild, smoking gorgeous.
But I ain't gonna say nothing outside of that. But
listen,
I don't want to be in that law.
Listen. She looked like when God made the heavens and earth, he said, let me make Joy Reid first. That's how bad she is.
Plus, we got like over 500 people watching us. I don't want us to be part of that lawsuit. So obviously, you do hear stories how a lot of women do sleep their way to the top, and hopefully she's not one of the numbers. But if it comes out, she did. I gotta make a public apology. I will make a public apology watching us right now. So.
For me, I'm gonna start with Skip Bayless. When I first read this lawsuit and also hear about it, I was like, yeah, this is definitely BS, because Skip Bayless loves his sports. He loves football. He loves basketball. Hell, he loves talking about. I mean, if you talk about him, you know, talk about LeBron James. He's to me, he's a top 10 LeBron James hater of all time. I'm calling him the black Skip Bayless when it comes to getting on LeBron, because he be going on LeBron all the time. So, and the thing is, like how his schedule is super duper strict. While he was at Undisputed at the time, he'd wake up 2 a.m. After that, run the treadmill for 2 hours. After that, go to work, prep for work, go do the show with Shannon Sharp and Joy Taylor at the time. And after that, you know, he preps notes for sports that he goes watch later that day. Either it could be NBA or NFL. He's a sports writer. He's like he bleeds sports. And like I said earlier to you guys, Hakeem and Ronnie, you know, he told his wife and said, hey, when it comes to sports number 1 and you number 2. And mom, you know, she took it and everything. So, and I just can't see Skip like that. You know, it's very hard for me to believe. So I think the Skip stuff is BS. Now, when it comes to Joy Taylor, remember, she started off in Undisputed. After that, she was on Colin Cowherd. You know, she was the assistant. And then after that, she's on Speak and everything. So I would like to say I'm trying to say she's one of them very few women who worked her way in the top, you know, to get where she's at and everything. You know, I think when it comes to sports, she knows the sports. You know, she's come from her background. Her brother used to play Jason Taylor, who was a former player from the Miami Dolphins, who was a Hall of Famer. So, you know, she has some sports background and everything. And I think she went to school for journalism for Barry University too. So I just think, like, you know, I mean, when I look at Joy Taylor, I want to believe that she worked herself to the top by, you know, knowing her sports, knowing about football, knowing about basketball. And I ain't gonna lie, she does have a good input. I like listening to Joy Taylor when she talks about sports. You know, she does know her sports, especially football. So, you know, when it comes to sports, she definitely knows about her thing and everything. But when it comes to her personal life and everything, I don't know about, you know, if she was married to a husband back in Miami. I don't know if she has a husband and she left to go to LA or something like that. I heard that, you know, she was engaged to Earl Watson, who was a former NBA player. You know, it was engaged at the time, but they had called it off and everything. So right now, you know, I think Joy right now, she's doing her. She's just trying to build her career, trying to build her podcast and everything. And right now, you know, people saying stuff on her Instagram. And right now, like I said, she's doing live right now with her Speak channel, her Speak right now. So I think, you know, she's not really paying much of the attention with it. I just think that the Muslim lady, she's just trying to get money and really try to get clout and everything. And also, you know, she's trying to sue the company too, which, you know, it's hard to sue a company like Fox Sports because that's a big old entity. You can't mess with Fox like that. So from Joy Taylor, it's hard for me to believe, but we gotta wait till more stuff come out. But I don't believe a lot of things gonna come out and everything because he said quiet about it. We didn't hear anything from her or nor for Skip Bayless. So, like I said, when it comes to this lawsuit, I think it's BS. I agree with you. I think both of them is BS and everything. Unless some more stuff come out. And if we do, we're gonna talk about it on Chaos Culture Radio.
Go right ahead.
I want to give an update. First off, I want to say shout out to the Kick user, Illuminate 83, who's been rocking with us the whole time he's there. Shout outs to you. One thing I want to give an alternate theory about this Joy Reid theory. If she was fat and ugly, do you think we would be hearing about her?
No.
If she was fat and ugly. Oh, shout outs to Loon. If she was fat and ugly and unattractive, I don't think she would even be in a lawsuit. It'll just be strictly men. But the fact is that she's gorgeous. Pretty women always get put in situations of sleeping to the top.
Yeah.
Joy, listen, her brother's not playing game. He's beating people up about that. I remember he jumped on a couple people down here about her. And she just, So I just say, people who are watching, let's do that alternate theory. If Joy Reid was a fat girl who eating donuts,
Joy Taylor.
But his brother shouldn't do that.
No,
her brother trying to being people up about it because what happened? He's wrong about everything.
No,
and they find out to be true.
They're smearing that good Christian woman's name, and I'm here to fight for her right. And here's the thing. And I want you people to understand, if Joy Taylor, as you say, Taylor or Reid?
Taylor.
Forgive me. If she was a fat girl with yellow hair, will we even hear about her? Think about it.
Depends if you want to come out. But the reason her thing came out, somebody had to say something. Like why I said there must have been a choir boy within the organization that said something. They saw what was going on. They probably went to higher up. They felt like the higher up ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm gonna spill the bean. Like, okay, she slapped her way to the top. Now on Skip Bayless, on the other hand, there is no comment about him because I think he ain't doing. He just don't look like the type. To me, he's just not. He don't look like that type of dude. Because if that was the case, there would have been other women coming out to Skip Bayless too right now at this moment. There was only one woman. Shout out to Joe. Don't hurt him. That's also in the bill. Blessing be upon you. Go ahead.
You say pretty privilege should be checked as hardworking women who are not all about looks should be in their spot. Quotable.
But when it comes to television, especially with sports, if when it comes to the woman, she got. I mean, if you look good, you look hot, like a Joy Taylor, of course you're gonna try to get more screen time. I know somebody who is very pretty as well. She used to work for ESPN, but the problem that she got kicked out was because she was focused on Donald Trump at the time, and that was what's her name? Jamel Hill. Y'all remember Jamel Hill from ESPN?
Mm-hmm.
She knew her sports too, but she kind of hurt her career by going at Donald Trump when she was on Sports Center with I think Mike Hill, not Mike Hill, but I forgot it. But she had a thing, everything perfect for her, but when she started taking the president of the United States, Donald Trump and everything, she kind of turned into more politician. But when you want a sports center, you should talk about sports and everything, and it kind of hurt her back and everything, and she kind of fell off and everything. But what Joy Taylor's doing, she's doing a great job when it comes to speak and everything. She's real good with the company of Fox Sports and everything. So, like I said, with this stuff right here, I just gotta wait till more information come out. But we'll see.
Like, share, and subscribe. Folks. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us right now all across the board, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. And now that shout out to those watching us on Rumble.